Welcome back, Blade Gang. Do you hear those insects in the background chirping? It could be that they're crickets, but it's not summertime here. It's the dead of winter. So it must be this blade. Yeah, well, this is what you call the all cylinders. It is a Columbia River knife and tool manufactured, designed for Ruger. It's a Bill Harsey design, actually. So we'll call it a Bill Harsey Ruger cricket knife. A lot of layers of skin in the game here, right? And this is an older knife. I picked this up maybe over 2 years ago. I just checked Blade HQ and a few other sources, and they're in and out of stock, but this particular one is not discontinued by Cricut, according to the Cricut website. So the 4-inch model here is still available, and is still available with these VEF serrations, VEFF, VEF serrations. They're referred to by Columbia River Knife and Tool as flat top serrations. They're not your traditional triple point serrations. And reading from the CRKT website, we get this. So if you want to pause on that, that's a little bit about the VEF serrations. I'm not going to read it. Cuts easily through fibrous materials, etc., etc. And I can vouch for the fact I've used these on different Columbia River knives in the past, and they cut like a laser beam through just about anything. Cardboard, thick rope, marine rope, you name it. They just glide right through. They're like miniature little knives within the knife. So, okay. I'm into it a couple minutes here, so I don't want to delay too long. It's a large, heavier knife. It is not weight relieved inside. They may not have even been doing that at the time of this design. And it's very obvious that it has a mount for the clip on the pivot side. A lot of people don't like that. They even detested it on the original SOCOM from Microtech. But there's some nice materials involved here. It's a steel frame. It's an 8CR blade. Let's see. So there's your design and the patent and everything. And there is, I believe, a stock number or a knife number. And I will list all of the details in the text that pops up shortly. But it is an 8CR 13 MOV blade steel, I believe. And these are so wickedly sharp, you don't even want to touch those points. They're the sharpest point you can imagine. And this beast in this design is listed at about $60 on Blade HQ. However, they got a huge sale on the 5-inch model without the serrations for like about $30. I'll try to pop all those links in there and we'll get you to all that good stuff. Liner locking knife. It is not on bearings. I'm pretty sure it's on washers. It's a thumb stud opener. You can flip it with one flick of the thumb. And it is a spear point blade, drop point, really a spear point, with an unsharpened swedge on top. And let's take a look at some of the dimensions. So, I can get the tape to stay on the tip. 9 inches exactly overall, with a 4-inch exactly blade. That was easy. Blade thickness, pretty thick. 3.7, let's grab it again. 3.8 millimeters, almost 4 millimeter blade. And across the beam, 0.58 inches. Now let's check on the old weight. See if she needs to go on a diet or not. With no lightning holes, we're going to have some significant weight, I'm pretty sure. And we do. It's a 6-ounce knife, 6.0, we'll call it a 6.05. So not a lightweight. It will be point down in the pocket, which does put the blade forward on the right side. You can switch it to the left side. A lot of people aren't going to like that. I pull it out, rotate it, and open it. And this has not ever been part of my EDC rotation. There are other knives I carry instead. I'm not disparaging this one. But they did some neat stuff. We've got this sort of zebra pattern, 2-layer G10. Or is it micarta? Actually, looks like micarta. Let's see what they list it as. If I can get back to that page quickly. What did they list it as? I'm looking. Bear with me. I'm looking. And it's a black stonewash blade, and I can verify it is 8CR13 MOV. And strangely enough, G10. Okay. So it's a G10 handle material. Almost looks like micarta. And then we've got a G10. No, we don't have a G10 bolster. We have, it's going to fool me all the way around. We have a steel bolster. Let's see, steel or aluminum? Well, let's get the blade out. Still, I'm going to get misreadings, but we're going to call that a steel bolster. And if you know different, please correct me in the comments. I'm always happy to be corrected if you know something that I don't, because I don't know everything about every knife, particularly ones that have been out for a while that I haven't focused a lot of attention on. Now the knife is called All Cylinders, and there you have a pivot pin, or a pivot collar if you want to call it. Maybe it's just a pin. That looks like a revolver cylinder with 6 chambers. So it's kind of cool. If you're a revolver guy, you can have a knife with a revolver pivot pin. There's your black wash blade. Kind of nice. A durable knife, so if you can pick it up for somewhere between 30 and 50 or 60 bucks, it's a good hard use serviceable knife, I would say. We have some very good aggressive jimping there. Very useful, no sliding, bites right into your thumb. Could abrade your thumb if you work on it too hard. It's that defined. We do have a lanyard hole right there. Almost missed that. And we're going to give it a compare to a few others. Here's another big knife. Rat 1 from Ontario. And it's just edging it out a tiny bit for overall length. And definitely about a ½ inch longer blade than the Rat 1. Here's another large knife, the Picaro that I reviewed recently, Civivi. And yeah, they're about even. They're about even in the blade length too, because they're both, Picaro is just a sub 4-inch blade, and the All Cylinders is a 4-inch blade. And then somewhere around here I had a Griptilian. Let's bring the Griptilian out for comparison. Yeah, it's a good deal bigger than the Griptilian, and we've got a blade that is significantly bigger than the Griptilian. So another quick look around. Like I said, you can still get these if you hunt around. Few models have been discontinued. There was the 5-inch model, the 4-inch model, and there might even be a 3.5-inch model, I'm not sure. Possibly different handle materials, but this is the material that I'm seeing most of the time. So if you don't mind carrying a 6-ounce knife, it is a good one. We've got a pretty good lock up there. Actually, looks like about 30%. And you're going to need to push it back in with your fingers or oil it up and tune it a little bit. Detent, well, it's a thumb stud knife, so your detent's not going to be extremely strong, and you've got a lot of leverage when you're using the thumb studs over a back flipper. Okay. The Ruger CKRT, or CRKT, I keep doing that, transposing those letters. The Columbia River knife and tool, made for Ruger, designed by Bill Harsey, all cylinders. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll be back with you soon with another review, possibly another cricket.